Good day, Pinoy Clixers and Mixers. Welcome to part 4 of our special unboxing series for Marvel Heroclix X-Men X of Swords. And in this video, we're gonna be looking at the miniatures game for the set. Let's go! Okay, first and foremost, we would like to thank Wizkids once again for sending us this package to unbox. And as you can see, it's a very beautiful package. One of the biggest package of Heroclix I've ever received. Here in front, we can see a great artwork containing some of the Krakowan sword wielders. We have here Armor, I think, and this is Archangel. And you can see that the miniatures game includes 10 pre-painted miniatures. So grab your sword and defend your world. And we can see some of the 10 pre-painted minifigures here in the display window. So let me move this a little closer. We have from Krakoa, Storm, Gorgon, Magic, and Wolverine. And then from the Arakko side, we have Solemn, Death, War, Iska, the Unbeaten, and I think the other one would be Summoner. Okay. On the left side of the box, we can see the logo. Okay, we have Cable versus Iska here. And on the other side, we have War versus Gorgon. Okay. And at the back is a description of the miniatures set. So here we have the sword wielders. Create your own team using iconic heroes and villains. So we're getting 5 X-Men heroes from Krakoa and 5 villains from Arakko. Face off head-to-head with your opponents and be the last team standing. Some other information here. Typical games would be 30 to 45 minutes for ages 14 and up, and we typically need 2 players to play the game. On the left side, we have here the description for the miniatures game. Let's read. Bring the epic events of X-Men X of Swords to life with this smash hit standalone experience. Based on the critically acclaimed crossover epic X-Men X of Swords, this miniatures game features iconic X-Men characters like Wolverine, Magic, and Storm as they stand together to protect the mutant nation of Krakoa from the sword bearers of Arakko. Engage in up to 8 exciting campaign scenarios for 2 players where the results matter from session to session, or sit down for a head-to-head single match of raw power. New to Heroclix? No problem. Each of the 10 beautiful pre-painted figures comes ready to play with 2 different modes, making this box incredible for both first-time miniatures players and Heroclix veterans. So this miniature game contains everything 2 people need to play Heroclix. It contains 10 premium quality pre-painted miniatures, each with 2 ways to play for beginners or advanced play, 20 character cards, 8 campaign scenario cards, 6 object tokens, 6 double-sided tick map tiles, 5 tarot cards, 2 custom X-Men X of Swords 6-sided dice, 2 full-color powers and abilities cards, 2022 edition, 1 full color Heroclix core rulebook, and 1 tarot rule cards. Whew, that's a lot. So play a standalone game or combine with other Heroclix figures for infinite possibilities. And finally, at the center, we have a preview of the figures and the cards, and the most important, dice set. If you're new to Heroclix, I strongly recommend getting this miniatures game because it contains everything that you need, from maps, dice, characters, and special objects that you will need for the set. And on top, we have Magic and Wolverine with the logo for the set. Okay, so we took out the plastic cover off cam, and now we're ready to unbox the miniatures game. Let's go ahead, open it from the top. And we can see here, we have the figures, the 10 figures, and the dice. Okay, we're gonna set it aside for now. We're gonna review it. We have here a plastic containing a bunch of stuff. Okay. And we have here map tiles, very thick map tiles. So definitely high quality premium map tiles. Okay, so we're gonna open this up and show you each one of them, both sides, and we'll also try to connect them to form one big map. Okay, so but you can see here, this is Otherworld Blightspoke Outdoor. Okay, so we have here the character cards. So there's supposed to be 2 character cards for each of the figures. So we expect to see 101A and 101B, for example. So we have here 101A Storm, Magic, Cable, Wolverine, Gorgon, Solemn, Iska, War, Death, Summoner. And then we have the 101Bs, Storm, Magic, Cable, Wolverine, Gorgon, Solemn, Iska, War, Death, and Summoner. So the A's, I think, are for the beginners, and the B's would be for the advanced players of Heroclix. Okay, but you can always mix and match, so don't worry about that. Okay, there's a lot to unbox here. We have the powers and abilities card. Okay, so this is very, very essential. You might want to really religiously read this. Okay, because it outlines all the powers associated to the speed, attack, defense, and damage for the figures. Okay, as well as some inherent improve and keep praise abilities. Okay, it also has some information regarding some elements or some terrain features in the map. Okay, so this is something you can also download online in PDF form if that's what you prefer. Okay, so personally, I prefer a printed version, okay, because you can always bring it out during a match, okay, if you want to double check and even contest the use of such power. And then additionally, highly recommended for beginners, and those new to the game to read religiously as well the rulebook. Okay, so this is the Heroclix core rules for 2022. Okay, and it tells you really what you need to know about the combat system. Got a great information on how the dial works. Okay, how to set up your scenarios. So especially for this set, this is the Otherworld Starlight Citadel Ballroom Indoor. So where they had banquet the night before the X of Swords competition. So you can see here a tarot card for scenario A, and then the scenario card A. Okay, the Krakoa players team would be these 5 representatives, and the Araco players team would be this 5. Okay, some great art. Loving this Captain Britain. Okay, information on actions like movement, range attacks, breaking away, line of fire. Okay, so this is very important, so make sure that you read this block. And then we have resolving combat in terms of the order, from determining the targets, determining hits, modifying damage, dealing damage, and resolving knockback and other abilities. Okay. An example is illustrated here. Some advanced rules for objects, bystanders, terrains, destroying, and other miscellaneous concepts. And finally, ideas on building your own team, the standard setup, and a summary of powers and abilities as your reference. So it's wise to always bring both the powers and cards abilities and even the rule book. Okay, so just in case there are some dispute on the game, on the rules, then you can always refer to the rule book and see information to resolve the conflict. Also included in the package are some tokens. So we have here 2 sets of smoke and barrier tokens. And then we have a bunch of action tokens. Okay, so we have 20 action tokens. Good for 2 players, definitely. And we have 6 light objects. Okay. And then we also have some bystanders, a lot of civility vampires. Okay, we have a kitten here. Take a look. We have a kitten with 21 defense and tiny, so meaning 22 against range. We have Bay, 8 hypersonic, 12 attack, 18 combat reflexes, and 3 damage. So very hard to kill, close combat. And we also have the white sword with 10 charge, 18 combat reflexes, 11 attack, 3 damage. Also hard to kill when he's adjacent to you. Okay, so they are Araco sword bearers. Okay, and the civility vampire has 8 stealth, 11 blades claw, 17 toughness, and 1 exploit weakness. So don't get fooled by the 1. the Blade's Claw would allow them to roll instead the damage that they're dealing. So it can be from 1 to 6. And the light objects are a drill, a wrench, a pan, a PC, a toaster, and a DJ equipment. And these hexagonal objects are action tokens. Okay, this will indicate how many action a figure already has taken. Okay. So for 300 points, which is a typical Heroclix game, you get to have 3 action total for your turn. Also included in the package are the different scenarios you can play in the miniature set. So let's see here. Let's start with number 1. So this is the scenario A, entitled Brawl in the Ballroom. The sword bearers have gathered in Otherworld, and the contest of swords is ready to begin. When one of the mutants from Araco Poison Cipher, Wolverine is ready to fight sooner than originally planned. So you're going to use the map Otherworld, Starlight Citadel Ballroom. Use the tarot card 4 of Wands. And for the Krakoa player, he will use Storm at 30 points, Gorgon at 30, and Wolverine at 30. And the Araco player plays Solemn, War, and Death at 30 points apiece. Okay, at the back, we see here some more information. Okay, so Krakoa player, you win if you KO all opposing characters and KO Death with Storm. Okay, and if you do win, proceed to scenario B. So that's why the result of each scenario matters. Okay, this is Storm versus Annihilation. And then for the Araco player, you win if you KO all opposing characters or KO Wolverine with Solemn. If you do, proceed to scenario C. So that's how the scenario works. Okay, so we're not gonna read all of them, but I'm gonna show them on screen. You can pause the video if you want. This is scenario B, Battle in Blightspoke. And behind it are the conditions. This is scenario C, Calamity at the Edge of Reality. And the conditions are as follows. Scenario D is called a dance-off with the following conditions. Scenario E is Araco substitute Wolverine with the following conditions. Scenario F, the task is what? With the following conditions. Nice art for the cable. Scenario G, among the vampires of Sebalit. So most likely, the bystanders will come into play here. Okay. And here are the conditions. And finally, scenario H, the final battle for Otherworld. And here is the condition. Okay, interesting. I haven't really played scenarios yet. So this will be my first time, if ever. Okay. Will probably ask one of my buddies to join me. I will play the Krakoa side definitely. He can play the Araco side. And then the package also contains 5 tarot cards. Okay, so tarot cards are a new mechanics to the game. It adds another layer of complexity and brings more flavor to the game. And let's see what we have. I don't think the tarot cards are randomized. Okay, so you should be getting the same 5 tarot cards that I'm gonna be showing in a while in your own miniatures set. So we have here the Devil. Okay. When a character attacks, after resolutions, deal them 1 penetrating damage for each 6 in the finalized attack roll. Okay. So this represents a backlash of your attacks, especially if you roll a 6 in that attack. The second tarot card is the Ace of Cups. When a character uses super senses, increase the result of the roll by +1. Okay. I can imagine Wonder Woman team ability comboing with that. The next one is the Nine of Swords. Okay, Captain Britain stab with 9 swords. When a character that can use precision strike makes an attack, the attack can't be evaded. So you can't do shape change or other evasion powers. And damage taken from the attack can't be reduced below 2 instead of 1. Okay, so it's a higher precision attack. The fourth tarot cards is the 5 of Pentacles. And simply says, when a character uses charge, they modify speed +2. Wow. I can already imagine the effectiveness of this with Wolverine Charge Flurry combo. Finally, the fifth one is the 4 of Wands, which states, when a character that can use exploit weakness makes a close attack, after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character adjacent to a hit target. Okay. So again, very good for characters with Charge Flurry exploit. Okay, so very devastating. Wolverine again comes to mind. And we have here the Heroclix tarot card rules. So you can pause this video to take a screenshot. And at the back here, we have some more information about the X-Men X of Swords saga. Okay, specifically on the upcoming storyline organized play. So we can see here that each month contains exclusive participation figures, powerful new objects and tarot cards to collect, which can add more characters to our team, including unavailable figures anywhere else, and a chance to win awesome prizes that get bigger each month. So make sure that you join your local gaming store's monthly storyline organized play. I'm excited as well to join our place here in Manila. Let's not forget about the figures included in the miniatures game. So we have again 10 character figures and 2 dice. So let's take out the dice. This is the same dice from the dice and token set that we unboxed previously. So nice orange dice. And then here we have the characters. So let's take them out one by one. We have Storm. We have Gorgon. Magic. Cable. And Wolverine for the Krakoa side. And for Araco, we have Solemn, Death, War, Iska, the Unbeaten, and finally, Summoner. Let's take a look briefly at their character cards. So we pulled most of them in the main set. Okay. And as I said earlier, there are 2 versions of each character. One basic for newbies. Basic because they don't have a special power or trait. These are just characters with standard powers. And then we also have a more advanced or level up figure. And you can see here some special movement, defense, and other special powers. Okay, so let's go ahead with the Storm. Okay, so Storm is set 101A, and she has flight, stealth, and willpower for 30 points. Short, simple, and sweet. The advanced version of Storm has a special movement power, which is charge and stealth, and a special defense power, combat reflexes, and will power. As I said, a leveled up version. Let's go with Magic. So the 102A Magic has Lip Climb, Senses, Flurry, and Toughness for 30 points. While the Advance has a special power which is Charge, Lip Climb. Okay, and also has Exploit and Energy Shield Deflection for 40 points. Wow. That's a good thing to pay extra for. 10 points extra to get that much power is, yeah, fair. Let's go with Cable. Cable 103A has Charge, Combat Reflexes, and Toughness at the last 2 clicks. And the leveled up version has a special movement, which is Body Slide, Charge, Free, Place Cable in an adjacent square, and a special defense, Super Senses, Toughness, with Perplex. So the 10 points is definitely worthwhile. Wolverine, our favorite character, 104A, has Super Senses and Exploit Weakness for 30 points. And then the advanced version has a trait which is Berserker Rage, Battle Fury, and Free if Wolverine has 1 or more action tokens. Turn his dial to a click of your choice between 7, and 11. Okay, that sounds really strong because you can always turn him back to click number 1 or click number 7. Okay, so it's making him hard to kill. Okay, and finally for the Krakoa side, we have Gorgon 105A, and he has charge, incapacitate, flurry, and combat reflexes on the last 3 clicks and 2 targets for close attacks. And the leveled up will have a special movement, Grass Scatter and God Killer, his swords. Charge Flurry. When Gorgon hits, after resolutions, you may give an action token to an adjacent opposing character. Okay, and he has that special movement on the first 2 and last click. Okay. Over on the Araco side, we have Solemn, set number 106A. Okay, so for 30 points, because he has close combat expert, it will make him 12-3 in terms of attack and damage, so that's really good. And the B card would have a special defense, a stop click, regeneration, and toughness. Okay, on the last click. Okay, interesting. Next is Iska, the Unbeaten. The A card simply has charge, outwit, and leadership on the last 3 clicks for 30 points. And the level up version has a special damage. Aside from outwit, she gains enhancement. And that's available on the last 3 clicks. But she gains hypersonic on the first click. So 40 points is really worthwhile. And she ignores movement characters for movement. We have here the War 108A, and he has running shot, penetrating psychic blast, 4 range. Okay, and then the last 2 clicks, hypersonic exploit for 30 points. And the leveled up have a trait, Daughter of Apocalypse. Okay, so she is a girl. Sorry for that, War. Free. Choose one to last until your next turn. Energy Shield, Deflection, or Penetrating Psychic Blast. So she can be defensive or offensive depending on the situation. Running Shot, Energy Explosion with Psychic Blast is a really good combo. And then Senses with ESD also protects her from range. Okay. And I love this sculpt because of the fire effect. I'm a sucker for the fire effects. Let's go with that. 109A simply has Precision Strike and Close Combat Expert throughout his dial for 30 points. And then the advanced version has a trait, Son of Apocalypse, free. Choose one to last until your next turn, combat reflexes, and exploit weakness. So, can also be defensive or offensive, but for close combat. Okay. And Summoner 110A has Running Shot, has Poison and Senses on the first 2 clicks, Running Shot and Exploit on the last 2. Okay, Running Shot, Exploit, not really combo, but for 30 points, anything is fine. And 110B has a special attack, which is Manipulative Liar, Smoke Cloud, Poison, and when Summoner uses it, he treats opposing characters occupying his smoke markers as adjacent, so making it hard for them to break away. He has that special attack power all throughout. Senses Perplex on the first 2 clicks, and then Running Shot exploit on the second half of the dial. So that's it. We've come to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed this journey, especially in this miniatures game package. Okay, so it's a long video. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. And may the dice rolls be with you always. Keep safe.